Hello, hello. Welcome back to My Free Life. Thank y'all for coming and joining me and being part of this Free Life Squad. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Thank you for all of your views, your comments, everything else, and a special thank you to all of your super thanks. Those have helped me out more than y'all could possibly know. So I think this video here is the most important video I ever did. So I'm not really going to do a lot of talking through this. I'm just going to let it play out because the people speak for themselves and we just going to listen. So let's dive on into this, y'all. Let's go.
That we all, no matter where you stand on the political spectrum or what your opinions are, something we could unite on. I think our hate for what Oprah did and what she's standing for is something we can unite on. We found it, y'all.
This is not a crime. This is a natural disaster.
As our Chief Federal Response Coordinator, we're not going to turn this into a new land grab. We're not trying to see multi-million-dollar homes on the beach. We want to restore that part of the island like it was before, only better. To that end, when I was on the island last week, I appointed Bob Fenton, one of the nation's leading emergency managers, and I mean that, that's not hyperbole, who's been on the ground in Hawaii since before the fires erupted, as our Chief Federal Response, who's been on the ground in Hawaii since before the fires erupted, as our...
So I lied, y'all. Said I wasn't going to do no talking. I'm going to do a little talking. Being on the ground as his chief fire correspondent since before the fires erupted. Those old Floridian slits, bro. Especially coming from an old man. He can't help but to say stuff that is very factual. All right. Just pay attention to all this stuff, y'all. This is very important. We can't let this fade off. You know what I mean? This needs to stay getting posted, reposted. All this information, whether it's from my channel, somebody else's channel, doesn't matter. We just need to keep this in the foreface of what's going on because this stuff is serious and it's important and people need to see what's going on out here. Let's get back at it. Sorry.
Federal Response Coordinator.
You're so concerned about what's happening in Maui that you somehow managed to hire a private firefighting team to protect your land before the fires started.
Since before the fires erupted.
You're gonna be okay, Milo.
Holy
And y'all, these people were surviving out here during this fire by jumping in the ocean, jumping in the water. And even though they escaped the blaze at that moment, they still had to have their faces covered up so they could halfway breathe. This is sad, man. This is really sad and it's really important, y'all. Don't be slipping on this stuff, man. All this, I've obviously got a lot of hate comments as well with my Maui stuff. Ignorant people. Pay attention to everything that's going on. All right, it's very important, and share this. Like I said, this is the most important video I've ever made. Share it. Not for me, not for my benefit, but share it because people need to see this. You know, I spent the last 2 days finding a lot of amazing clips that I really worked hard to put together because it's a message. It's a message that we need to put out there. And I hope I did a good job on this because the message is important.
Do not give up Maui. Do not let them take your land. They are giving eviction notices to people whose houses didn't burn down. That shouldn't be legal. The court took time to write an eviction notice. I knew there was evil in this world, but Jesus Christ. The landlord had to go to the court, file a petition, and then manage to get that done in under a fucking week, and we can't get aid? Evict somebody?
This is not a crime.
That shouldn't be legal.
What kind of shirt survives a fire like that, I wonder? A shirt that says, Sister Revolution. Hard to believe, huh? The whole building goes down. The whole street goes down, and then these shirts survive somehow. The sister revolution. A lot of them, actually. That's crazy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna auction these shirts off.
Parents have money to do shit! We're all too tired! Everybody is so tired! We have to do this the rest of our lives? I'm gonna be working until I'm dead. We're all gonna be working until we're dead.
Guys, this shit, Sister Six.
She said, I'm going to be working until I'm dead. Excuse me. We're all going to be working until we're dead. These people's messages are so powerful. So powerful. That's why I'm going to try. I'm going to give my best to keep my commentary to a minimum, because their stories are enough, but they're powerful.
1800s. The elites, they exploited us.
Control back of your lives that you have lost.
Just say, you get your house back and you get your house back. You have enough money to save all these people all by herself. Again, you're asking us Americans, us regular folk who can't pay our bills.
And they're still exploiting us.
And if you can explain that to us in a logical, reasonable way, we'll accept it. But right now, there is no explanation.
Soon after the fund launched, however, people found out that the guarantee of Maui residents receiving 100% of the donations wasn't entirely correct.
It has always been a class war.
One woman on TikTok
was not entirely correct. Not even remotely correct. This is how you know it's a drift. This is how you know it's about fattening their own pockets. Because if it was really about the people, there would be no need for a middleman to take a percentage, and a large percentage, by the way, out of donations from us hard-working people trying to help people from Maui. Do not send your money to these people. If you want to help the people of Maui, you find the direct link that goes directly to them folks. That's how you know this is a fraudulent situation. Let's continue.
decided to dig into the organization and found out that while affected Maui residents were only receiving $1,200 each, the executives involved in managing the fund were making well over $100,000 to sometimes even $400,000.
They distracted us with race.
Yes, they did. Tell us, sister.
It has always been the elites.
Again, this is the nonprofit. Look at the salaries of the executives. The president is making over $400,000 a year. You got the CEO making over $300,000.
And now the spirit of greed that consumes them is killing us all. And until we all wake up
it's killing us all.
And start fighting back and demanding for change, demanding these politicians to do something.
This lady is so real, y'all, and she is very correct about that. Pay attention, and I love this. I love how she put out there that it's they try to put the race in between us, because that's what they try to do. They try to get us, divide and conquer. Come on now, the art of war. It's not that complicated. Pay attention. Pay attention. We can beat this, because us many are the power, but we're controlled by the few.
It's gonna get worse.
You have the CFO making over $290,000 a year. These are the executives. All these people, you go all the way down, right? Except for the people on the board.
The ants have to finally realize they have more power than the grasshoppers.
Amen.
It has always been a class war.
You go all the way down to VP advocacy, and they're making over $171,000 a year. These are the salaries of the people that are executives of the nonprofit that's managing this fund. They're giving these people $1,200. The f*** are they going to do with $1,200?
There's a little over 2,600 billionaires and millionaires, and they hoard $13 trillion worth of wealth.
You're so concerned about what's happening in Maui that instead of taking some of that land and housing even a small portion of those displaced people, you've hired a private security team to keep them off your land. You're so concerned about Maui that you simply haven't had time to denounce any of the shady real estate deals which are robbing people of everything they have. You know, like the ones you were involved in.
It's time to wake up.
Jason Momoa hinted at the situation with Oprah's fund and talked about how some truly evil people were trying to scam people under the guise of asking for donations.
But I'm finding myself in a position now where we're making more money than we've.
Now these next few clips, y'all, so important. So these aren't necessarily, I didn't necessarily put these clips in here involving or revolving around the Maui situation, but this is all current, and this is us fellow Americans feeling the blunt and the brunt of what's going on with our society, with America. I mean, the world, I'm sure, is feeling it, but I'm an American, so I'm going to speak from the American point of view. What's going on right now and how we're all feeling this. Y'all know my opinion. I'm sure if you're here right now, you're probably here because of my Oprah thing. That's where I got 5,000 of y'all subscribers. And I only got about 6,000 now. So I've gained 5,000 subscribers in the last couple weeks due to that. So therefore, I'm assuming most of y'all watching this are here because of that. So you already know how I feel. But let's listen to these people, man. The stories are, it's heart-wrenching. I'm going to back it up just a little bit here, y'all. Just a little bit.
Some truly evil people were trying to scam people under the guise of asking for donations.
But I'm finding myself in a position now where we're making more money than we've ever made, and we are literally the brokest we've ever been. Brokest we've ever been. Brokest we've ever been.
Or this will continue.
But I'm making the most money I ever had my entire life. My husband and I, between the two of us, gross, make like over $80,000 a year. And if you told me a few years ago that $80,000 a year was not going to be enough for a family of four.
I make more than what I made back in 2015. But I am still literally living paycheck to paycheck.
Amen, girl.
Start holding these politicians' feet to the fire.
Yes, ma'am.
It has always been about money.
Yep.
I have to work 60 hours a week and make $80,000 a year to make ends meet. That's insane. I can't even begin to wrap my head around it.
Financially, I don't understand anymore. I don't understand how I make $34 an hour and I can't function.
Can you imagine 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, distant past, making $34 an hour? You'd be on top of the game. You'd be on top of the world right now, right? Financially? Doesn't mean nothing anymore because our dollar means nothing anymore. And call me a conspiracy theorist all you want, but this is by design. You cannot mess up our economy that bad unless it's intentional. You have to plan that. My opinion. Moving on.
So please do not send money to these up people. Lahaina_Ohana_ Venmo is directly delivered to the families in need.
FEMA took away all the stuff that the local people was giving out on the side of the road and said, no, okay, we're going to take over. Yeah, they took over. This guy went down to Lahaina with a lowboy with all the water and all this stuff, and they hoarded all of that stuff. They took it away from everyone.
Why do you think FEMA took all those things away? Now, we saw videos with people at the dumps, and they were showing the cases of water that they had stacked up out there. They basically seized everything. Take a look, though. When the people are always the one that save the people. Americans save Americans always. If you're waiting for the government to come to save you, you're going to die.
I really like what he just said right there. If you're waiting for the government to save you, you're going to die. And that's real talk. That's real talk. That's facts, y'all. The government that not you, because if you're watching this, you're probably somewhat on the same level of thinking that I am. But for those of you who just happen to stumble across this channel and happen to be watching this, my love for you is exactly the same as my love is for the people that think like me. I love all of y'all, and I hope we can all come together, and I hope y'all can please come to understand that the government does not have you or my best interest at heart. It's not. That's what it's supposed to be. That's what it was designed to be, but it's failing us. And it's failing us in a very dramatic, sincere, serious way. Keep your eyes open. Pay attention. Don't just fall for anything you told or anything you're told. You know, think for yourself. Do a little research. Have some constructive criticism on things, and please, by all means, investigate. Get your own facts.
Local people, everybody was just all working together, and then FEMA and all these guys come in and they kiboshed. And then they wonder why nobody believes in Red Cross and FEMA.
You're telling us to fill out this paperwork so that you can give us the least amount of money. All I've had since day one is $700. 4 out of 5 of us lost our homes, just burned to the ground. We are only being told, stand in this line, sign here. What are we signing? Who is it benefiting? Us?
Why isn't this in the news? The Lahaina, Maui, Hawaii fire victims continue to speak out. FEMA took away all the stuff that the local people was giving out on the side of the road and said, no, it's ours. We're going to take over. What right do they have to take their stuff 4 hours ago? Look here. Habeck says Hawaii will lose the Democratic vote in the next election. I predict the Democratic Party will lose all 50 states. Kyan says none of you are wrong. They're all going to attend fight, even if it means most of our lives. Agree. Fight and kick them out now.
Well, I just wanted to extend my gratitude to everybody who has donated.
Y'all, keep your eyes open. You know, keep your hearts wide. Don't hate the people that even the people that we know are wrong. You know what I mean? Like you could feel it in your blood, your soul, and in every muscle in your body. We know you're wrong. It's obvious you're wrong. Still, don't hate those people either. We got to pray for those people. We got to try to bring those people out of the darkness and into the light. You know, so just I didn't want to do a lot of commentary on this because I think it speaks for itself. So I hope y'all enjoy this, and I hope it touched you more than anything. Whether you share it, don't share it, because that's not the big point here. The big point here is that you consume this and that it means something to you. Pay attention to what these folks are saying. All right, this is real stuff, real business. But anyway, y'all, glad to have you here. I'm Sax. See you on the next one.